Hey Capricorn, welcome to the middle of April. So I'm going to mostly be channeling for this solar eclipse happening in your fourth house. We'll talk a little bit about the astrology, but we're mainly going to focus on this eclipse. It's going to leave lasting impact and in your home life at that. So let's get started. See what comes out for you for tarot. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. You know, Mars is also in your 7th house in Cancer, directly across from you. So there might be a lot of little bit of chaos. It's either very like passionate energy or it's a little bit hostile, okay? And it was more than the Queen of Swords. The Four of Wands came out, which I just told you is in your home sector, this eclipse. So we have the Four of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. Okay, big energy, big changes. Things are being implemented for you right now. Your routines are going to be different. Your communication and your sights are set differently. So because your sights are set differently, your communication's going to follow. I do see you making really big changes. This could have to do with money. Eclipses always come with big changes. I know it's very vague, so we'll get in more detail as we go. All right, let's clarify. Ooh, okay. So we have the Six of Wands. There's a lot of fire energy here. It could be a Sagittarius that you're dealing with, either at home or in some type of work situation, maybe a relationship. I do see things working out in your favor. Okay, this is a really positive card. None of these cards are necessarily like negative. Okay, I'm not getting any negative energy. With this Queen of Swords, I am seeing you putting an end to something. What are you putting an end to, Capricorn? You may have already done this. It may already be in the beginning stages of some type of change. Okay. The Knight of Cups. Wow. Okay, so even though the solar eclipse is happening, I think this has a lot to do with Mars being in your 7th house, okay? I see you pursuing something either in a relationship or work-wise, maybe even both, because this is a lot of big energy. Some of you are making necessary changes in your relationship. Okay, again, I said this could be with like a fire sign or a Sagittarius, possibly an air sign. But I see you proposing something. Maybe you're actually proposing, or you're taking the initiative. I see you taking the initiative with this solar eclipse, okay? And it is in Aries. So what is Capricorn doing differently here? Oh my gosh, the Lovers, okay. So it's just turned into a love reading. And if you're not in a relationship, then this probably applies to your work or important relationships in your life. Obviously, don't force it to apply if it doesn't. So, and if you're not the one taking the initiative, there's definitely somebody who is pursuing you. And hopefully you want them to, because I don't see them backing down easily. Okay, the Four of Cups on the bottom. Very interesting. So if it's not you pursuing someone and it is someone coming towards you, this person might be from your past, okay? Even with all this energy going on, the eclipse, the Mars, all of that, there is a Mercury retrograde right after this eclipse, like a day after. Mercury retrograde doesn't mean that your ex is necessarily coming back. For a lot of you, it does mean that your past in some way will resurface and you're looking at your past. They say don't go forward with like contracts and new things and all of that during Mercury retrograde. But if it's something that's already been set in place and in forward motion, it's nothing to, you know, worry about necessarily. It's actually a good time to revisit your past and, you know, your past mental states, your past condition, and just sort of like visit with, journal if you need to, and sort of become introverted in how you spent a period of time, okay? Maybe over the past 6 months, because this eclipse is really setting the pace for the next 6 months. So it's really interesting that we have this retrograde happening, and that will be in your 5th house. Mercury will be in retrograde in your 5th house, okay? So the things you do for fun, the things you habitually do, your routines, okay, family, children, things like that, and of course, exes or past relationships. Those things just tend to surface. And it doesn't mean that we need to entertain something that if we know it isn't good for us, obviously. But it is good to reflect. Okay, this is a period of reflection. And it's almost like, you know, you're moving forward with this Aries solar eclipse. Okay, Aries is very much the initiates, the cardinal fires. So it's the beginning of the zodiac. It's just energy, like forward, fiery, passionate energy, okay? And so you might like vacillate between, oh, but I'm doing so much here, like, you know, why is all this coming up? And it may be somewhat of a test. I always say I don't really believe the universe tests us, but when you're making such quick changes and moving at a quick pace, like I feel you are right now, things are gonna come up just naturally, okay? It doesn't mean that it's a test, but it's coming up for you to it's just coming up for you to evaluate and be like, okay, these are the ways I've grown. This is what I've learned. This is what I'm gonna do from now on, and this is what I'm no longer gonna do. Okay, I really look at eclipses like portals. You know, you're stepping into a version of yourself that you're satisfied with for the next several months. Okay, pretty much the rest of the year. We have another eclipse in a few weeks, but I'll save that for your next video. I don't want to cram too much into this. So for right now, it's so crazy that the 4 of Wands came up because it's very much like your home life, right? Most of you probably know what this looks like, but I'm going to show you anyway. Somebody might be trying to move in with you for some of you. Some of you might be trying to get into a new home. Let's see. Either way, I see things working out successfully. I do see like a lot of positive energy towards your goals, the things that you do want. Okay, so you might be saying no to a lot of things over the next few weeks. Things that don't align with this abundance, this love, this, you know, new relationship for some of you, or a new phase of your relationship. All right, what else for Capricorn? Let's get some more cards. The 8 of Coins and the Page of Cups. For a lot of you, it is a relationship and a work situation, okay? I do see a new money opportunity, whether it's like work or, you know, if you like freelance or you have some type of hobby that generates money. I do see you in the beginning stages of something new in that area. And with the bottom of the deck, we also have the King of Wands. So what this tells me, because the Queen of Wands is already out, is that there very much is somebody who is a proper energetic match to what it is that you want and what it is that you're aspiring to. Okay, so if relationship's on your mind, if it's on your radar, there's very much someone available that kind of checks all of your boxes. And again, if love isn't like what you're into right now, if you're single and happy, this looks like a perfect match in, excuse me, I need a drink of water. It looks like a perfect match in your work life. Maybe some of you have been waiting to hear back from a job. I do see you hearing back from them. It looks very positive. Like I said, I don't see anything that's actually blocking you right now. Let me ask. Okay, are there any blocks that Capricorn needs to watch out for during this eclipse and Mercury retrograde? Not to mention the sun moves into your 5th house right before Mercury retrograde happens. So it's pretty much Taurus season right after this eclipse. Let's talk about your blocks. Do you have any blocks? Maybe not, huh? Oh. Okay. 7 of Swords. So it is so serious that you, the Page of Coins on the bottom. This is not my favorite card. But let's talk about this 7 of Swords. It's really important that you get clear and very honest within yourself. I don't think this is anyone else being dishonest to you, Capricorn. I think this is you not selling yourself short, not letting your doubts seep in, not letting negativity take over when, you know, if you feel overwhelmed because everything is going your way and something just has to go wrong because it's too perfect. Okay, there's some clarity that you need to find within yourself. Okay, if you want a personal reading, my website's under construction right now, but you can message me on email or Instagram, Jaylynngelato, for a personal reading, and I can help you find clarity on whatever you're going through. But I do see, especially with the Queen of Swords next to the 4 of Wands down here, I see you cutting through a lot of false beliefs, ideas, situations. Again, if it is like an ex situation that's coming up with Mercury retrograde, I think you know better. I don't think you're going to necessarily fall for it, but there is the potential that they can come around. And where is Venus right now? In your 6th house. So Venus and Gemini. Venus and Mars are very close together too. So some of us have, and I don't say this to make you feel bad, okay? Most of us have an addiction to, a physiological addiction to negativity, to the hormones that circulate our body when we're used to the amygdala being triggered, the fight or flight response, you know, toxic conversations with toxic people, or somebody just trying to get your goat. Yeah, no pun intended. No, I said that on purpose. But like, I do see you kind of, I guess, being tested in a way. It's like, okay, well, how bad do you really want like this new energy that you're stepping into? Do you think you can have that and bring in this? And so there's like some trickery energy. But look, if you're in a good space and you have a solid foundation, which I think you're making the changes at home in order to cultivate more of that, I think you'll be fine. Okay, that's just something to watch out for. What else for Capricorn? Yeah. What I think that 7 of Swords is about is just friction that somebody else wants to possibly bring your way. Okay, they could be in their feels about what y'all used to have, or an old job could come back, you know, like where you had issues but you left and they want you back and they want to pay you more. Based on this reading, obviously make your own decisions. I'm not responsible for what you do. But based on these cards right here, what I'm seeing is it's not going to be any better. Like if it's a job situation and you go back to it because they say offer you more or whatever. If it was like a tense environment, I don't think they can pay you enough to go back. Okay, that's just sort of the astrology and the cards. Obviously, you can use your intuition and make your own discernment and your own life choices. But I think we'll leave it at that because we do have May coming up very soon, and I want to talk about this next eclipse with you then. All right, so again, if you want a personal reading, you know how to reach me. My website's under construction. I'll let you know when it's back up. And what else? Oh, like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, leave a comment, let me know where you're from. I want to engage with you, and your engagement also helps us grow here. I think that's it. All right, thanks, Capricorn.